Hello YouTubers, hello Starfield players, welcome back, Dreadis here. So if you're wondering why your game looks like crap, right? So that's actually, if you look at the screen right now, you can see that everything kind of looks messy, right? Doesn't look good. So what's happening? So I've included my CPU and GPU performance, and this is a 1080p monitor, so a 1K monitor basically. If you look at the settings, go under display, I have it set to ultra, and then I have the dynamic resolution on, and I have the enable VRS on. So what is that doing? Well, let's start by disabling the VRS. So we'll turn that one off. So that's variable rate shading. So I feel like there's been a bit of a performance there.
Yet another nice day in Parody, they're
And
all nice days, I guess.
and the uh, the shadows are a little bit more defined, right? But again, it's still got that kind of artifacting around my character, right? The upscaling that's going on. So basically what it's doing, or trying to do, is it's trying to
Have a great day.
upscale low poly pictures. So it's bringing the quality of my image down in order to make it react faster. But it just doesn't seem to be working good on my PC for some reason. So we'll go back into settings, go into display, and we'll turn this dynamic resolution off, which then makes my presets to custom. We'll get back to the game. Bam! Look at that. It looks clear. Right? But now, the frame rate just seems a little bit choppy. Right? So I'm like, okay, well, that's not great. So at this point, you're like, okay, well, I'm sacrificing graphics. Right? So we go to high. Now we go to high. We go back. Return to game. Now everything is rendered in high resolution. But I feel like this dynamic action is happening still, right? I'm like, okay, this is not working for me for some reason. Scroll down a little bit. We got depth of field. I've already turned off my film grain intensity, right? And depth of field, if I turn that off, we'll take a look at that. So depth of field, you can see my CPU is spiking more.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
Right. You start getting probably some weird artifacting. So you see right here, it says here, render resolution scale, right? Reduced to increase performance. So that's because the dynamic resolution's on. When I switched it to high, it turned it back on again. So if we turn that off, but then we look here, we can actually adjust this, right? So now if I run it up to 100%, I go back, turn to game, right? And my CPU and PC, like my GPU and my CPU are running at a decent rate, right? There's still some like choppiness going on, which is kind of annoying, but it's definitely clearer. You can see that it's clear. And I change this to medium. I turn the dynamic resolution off. I keep this off. I have the render resolution at 100%. I go back return to game.
I'm fairly new here, so sorry in advance if I screw something up.
Why did I think 3 days was going to be enough?
So you can see all the different versions, right? If being able to see your character clearly, having kind of this, you know, the frame rate. At a decent rate. I think this is acceptable. Definitely more acceptable than what I was running before. Now if you want to reduce the cost even more and hopefully speed things up, you can lower your shadow quality. You can lower some indirect lighting. So you can't change the quality of the texture maps, right? So you can see here that it's running pretty smooth, considering. But it feels like it's back on again. Yeah, so the dynamic resolution, right? Now you can turn this back on again. Keep this at 100%, right? Bump all your stuff to medium, including the motion blur. Enable the VRS. Enable the depth of field. Right? So what's the difference? So now I'm in medium textures, right? And it feels like there's a difference there. And the computer doesn't seem to spike. And then the speed at which you can look around and do stuff seems to be better. So I think like the main thing would just be to drop your resolution down. Right? And you can see that the quality of the image is better. So just running it down to medium, but with the 100% render resolution scale. Right? And I did leave this on. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to leave the depth of field on. So yeah, if you want to get your system running good, you're going to have to mess with your settings a bit. But as you can see, you can improve your graphics just by flipping some switches and,
Even better than in the brochure.
you know, making it look better. But then knowing about these new things, right? Like the new compression techniques that you're using, that's important. So like and subscribe and come back for more Starfield action.